I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. It is Christine, owner and founder of Gauge Girl Training, online meal planning and coaching service. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today, and we're going to wait a few moments for folks to join the live stream. Let's see here. Chat, live chat. All right, there we go. So, while we're waiting for folks to join, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is I want to talk to you guys specifically about what I call the all or nothing mindset. And all or nothing mindset is something that is very common to dieters and people trying to be healthy and lose weight. And I've been through it. I've seen my clients go through it. I've seen people who subscribe to my content go through it. And what the all or nothing headspace is it's when, hello, Miss Congeniality, all or nothing headspace is like when you are on, when you are focused, when you have a goal, when you have maybe a photo shoot, a vacation, a wedding, you're going to be getting your picture taken, you have something that you want to get really, really fit for. And when that's happening, you are focused. You are laser focused, meaning nothing's going to stop you. You will do whatever it takes. And it feels good to be in that headspace because you're driven, you're motivated, you're focused. And who here has been in that space? And I think we can all say that a lot of us have been in that all in headspace. And the all in headspace feels great. The all in headspace is a place where a lot can be accomplished. The all in headspace is a very focused headspace. However, the all in headspace has some hidden toxicity to it. When something happens where you are not perfect, and I just want to thank you guys all for joining the live stream. If you guys could please give this video a thumbs up, it helps so much with the algorithm, so I really appreciate it for those of you guys who are going to be hanging out with me as we chat about this. So the problem with all or nothing headspace is the fact that something happens, there's a twist in your schedule, you miss a workout, you get in a fight with a significant other, you have a bad day. Thank you guys. You have a bad day, and who here has been there where you have a bad day and then all of a sudden everything goes out the window. You can't focus, you can't think. Your workouts, your macros, your food, you need comfort. Maybe you want a drink. Maybe you want a snack. Maybe you want takeout. Maybe you just want to eat at your favorite restaurant and you just don't give an F. And if you have caught yourself teetering between those two things, mentally, it does a number on you. And I see a lot of people, sorry guys, I gotta grab something here real quick. I see people suffer significantly when they teeter between those two. And then what happens? People are like, oh, well, I'm just going to get back on track. I'm going to do more cardio. I'm going to diet harder. Hey, what's up, Janet? Welcome. And for those of you guys just joining the broadcast, today we are talking about overcoming the all or nothing mindset. And I have to confess to you guys, this is something I have struggled with for many years. And only in the last couple years have I gotten significantly better at it. And here's the thing, you guys. As you guys know, I used to be a fitness competitor. I used to be 9% body fat. I used to be teeny tiny, and I used to be excessively hard on myself. So hard on myself to the point that if it wasn't a certain way, I would speak negatively towards myself. My sense of value and self-worth would be very, very low if I felt like I wasn't on that perfect straightened arrow. And it really messed with my mind. It messed with my feelings of self-worth. I had a lot of just bad vibes that came with that. And I think the thing that we need to remember that all or nothing is not a sustainable way to live. It's not a sustainable way to live. I'm making myself some coffee. So, um, it's not a sustainable way to live. And the thing that worries me about all or nothing the most is the damage that it does to people on a psychological level. Because if you only feel good when you are in an extreme restriction, you struggle with that as well, but you're slowly learning to be more gracious with yourself. None of us are perfect and expect to be perfect always. Agreed. And here's what I really want to get into it with you guys. So the psychology of this is something that can really do a number on you. And here is why. If you struggle with this, I need you guys to listen to these pointers I'm going to give you guys today, because I want to move you guys out of this headspace. And not to say that I'm saying don't be focused. I'm not saying don't be focused. I'm not saying don't be disciplined. I am not saying that goals are bad. That none of those things are true. Those are great things. But what I am saying, I am speaking specifically to those who go from all in hyper perfect to I don't give an F. Like, it's everything. And then at the end of the day, at either extreme, you never actually feel good about yourself. Because even when you are like doing all the things and you're focused and you're checking off every box, there's still a part of you deep down in your soul that feels like this isn't good enough, this isn't good enough, this isn't good enough. It will be good enough when I get to X. It will be good enough once I lose 60 pounds, or it will be good enough once I have a six pack, or it will be good enough once I get rid of this belly, or it will be good enough once I don't have these rolls. Like, whatever you've told yourself in your mind that you'll be good enough when, it's a lie, because you end up destroying your present reality. You end up destroying your present reality and never experiencing feelings of content, feelings of joy, feelings of accomplishment, feelings of, you know what, I'm doing a good job. You know what, it feels good to feel good. You know what, I am moving more. You know what, even though this isn't perfect, I have worked out on average more times per week, per month than I have in the last year. Like, you're missing out on the opportunities, and you're robbing yourself of opportunities to relish in joy, to relish in accomplishment of real things that you are doing, real things that are improving your body, real things that are improving your mind, real things that are improving your health. And I want to talk to you guys about a headspace change. So instead of the all or nothing, I want to introduce you guys to what I call the all or something. The all or something headspace is substantially more healthy, substantially more sustainable, and guess what? It makes you feel an F ton better about yourself in the process. So I just want to thank you guys all for joining today. I still got a lot more to say. We are talking about overcoming the all or nothing mindset. And if you are enjoying this chat, please give this live stream a thumbs up. It helps me so much here on YouTube with all these algorithms. So I really appreciate you guys clicking the thumbs up button for me. So what does this mean, all or something? It means if you are having a stressful day and you feel like, oh man, I can't do that workout because it's going to take me so long. I got to get to the gym. I got to do this. I got to do that. Yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what, guys? Do something. A walk. Even if you can't do all the things, pick up some dumbbells. Do something. And this has been transformative in my life, because I used to feel like if I'm not going 6 days a week, going through my push-pull leg splits 2 times each week, going through those cycles, I'm like, I'm not really going to see results. Like, I'm not doing a good enough job. But the reality is, my friends, something is always better than nothing. Something is always better than nothing. And if you are here, and the idea of something, even though it's not all the way what you should have been doing, does that make anyone feel a little uncomfortable? It made me feel very uncomfortable at first, and I'll tell you why. Do I have any type A folks in here? I consider myself a type A individual. I consider myself an overachiever. And the concept of something, as opposed to all or nothing, it made me feel like I was half-assing it at first. It made me feel like, Christine, why are you calling half-assed effort? Like, why are you patting on yourself on the back for being half-assed? And the thing is, we have to change that psychology, because there's a big difference between half-ass and grace. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Because in one side of your brain, you could be like, man, I need to be disciplined. I got to get it done. I'm dogging it. I'm not doing all the things I'm supposed to do. I'm making excuses for myself. Versus, you know what? You did the best with what you could today. Today was a tough day. Reset tomorrow and go at it again. And what I want to remind you guys is we have to get away from, I'm going to call it toxic positivity. And toxic positivity is something that haunts a lot of people. And it's framed in a way that is supposed to look good. You're supposed to be a go-getter. You're supposed to be disciplined. You're supposed to be focused. You're supposed to get it done. You're supposed to do whatever it takes. You're supposed to show up, show out. Like, and you guys know I'm a hype person. You guys know I like to motivate you guys. You know I like to encourage you guys. But sometimes, you guys, the whatever it takes, that it just, whatever it takes can bleed into all or nothing. And all or nothing is a very harsh reality to live in. All or nothing leaves no room for grace. All or nothing leaves no room for actual life. All or nothing leaves no room for human error. And I think that the majority of you watching this right now would do a hell of a lot better with your goals if you left yourself grace to move into the all or something headspace. And here's the thing, you guys, because if you choose to stay in the all or nothing headspace because you think, no, F that, Christine, I want my goal bad, I will do whatever it takes, I'm a hard worker, I am focused, I am disciplined, I got this. And great, good for you. But what I want to warn you is that that can lead to phases of excessive burnout. That could lead to phases of diminished self-worth when you are not on track. And the gaps that that leaves in your real everyday life, of if you're always trying to pick yourself back up from a phase of burnout, or a phase of an F up or a mistake, or just feeling like the shit hit the fan, what's ultimately going to end up happening is you probably would have done a lot better in hindsight if you just stayed in the all or something headspace, as opposed to trying to be perfect for a week or two, falling off track for another week or two, try to be perfect for a week. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because, and then what I see happening is the falling off track phase of the all or nothing headspace, those phases get longer and longer and longer. The damage done when you're in the F it headspace, the damage done when you're in the whatever, I don't care anymore headspace, that damage, so to speak, it accumulates, and it gets harder to move past it, harder and harder and harder, until you switch again, and then you're like, okay, that's it, I'm gonna clean it up. Nope, we got this, we got this, we got this, I got this, I'm gonna do it. Da, 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 da. When if you just stayed in the all or something headspace, you probably would have done a lot better. And who watching this right now can honestly say you're all or nothing? Like, be honest. And I confess to you guys, that has been me for a very long time, a very long time. And it's only changed for me in recent years. It's only changed for me in the recent years. And I have to tell you guys, the amount of grace, the amount of self-love, the amount of internal healing and self-acceptance and personal growth that I have experienced by allowing myself to be in the all or something headspace has not only been therapeutic, has not only been healing, has not only been more encouraging. I am I'm far less likely to approach the extreme of I don't give a fuck. Like I'm far less likely to do that, because I don't beat myself up as much when shit hits the fan. And what I need you guys to do is, if you're in that place where you know you need to work on improving your habits, if you know you need to work on improving your behaviors, if you know that's you, what I invite you to do is this. Don't give up on your goals. It doesn't mean you shouldn't track your macros. It doesn't mean you shouldn't follow a workout plan. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have time sensitive goals. It doesn't mean that. It just means that the headspace that you're going to carry with you in your mind and in your heart through that process is going to be one that allows grace and flexibility. And without those two things embedded in the journey, you're going to find yourself very upset, very frustrated. You're going to find your mood all over the place. And the thing is, we need to introduce more emotional stability to this process. And that's something I like to do. That's something I like to do with my clients during my challenges. So I have a holiday challenge coming up between Thanksgiving and Christmas. There are 2 days left to enroll. And if you need help tempering your headspace as you approach your goals, like I said, guys, goals are still good. It's still good to be disciplined. It's still good to be focused. But if you catch yourself feeling like you're not perfect if you can't execute something 100% all the time, guys, that's normal. That is normal. And this is something I like to talk to my clients about inside of my challenges. And in the beauty of my challenges, do I have anybody here who's doing the holiday challenge or anyone who's currently in the fall challenge? The beauty of the challenges, especially for me, is when we do our Zoom calls, we do these weekly Zoom calls for an hour. And it's just so healthy, not only for the clients, but for me, because we all talk, we all get into a better headspace. We talk about how the week's going, we talk about what our challenges are, we discuss it. And I'm telling you, no matter what's going on, no matter how much you may feel flustered with that process, I find that people ultimately feel so much better when they're constantly encouraged and constantly having your headspace refreshed. Because I know in coaching people, I've been coaching people for a decade, I know that people's headspace is very temperamental, especially for women. What I mean is, you could be in a good mood in the morning, and by the time you go to bed, you could have had the shittiest day, and whatever motivation you woke up with that morning is gone out the window. Who is that? Does that hit anybody home? Does that hit anybody in the heart? Because I know that I could start the day off great. I could start the day off great with this ambitious list of everything I want to get done. And I'll start my day and yada, yada, yada. And then something happens. And then before I know it, I'm bitchy, I'm pissy, I'm upset, I'm depressed, I'm anxious. All of those good vibes go out the window, and it's only been a day. Does that hit home for anybody? And I'm just keeping it real with you guys, because it does you guys no good for me to fake the funk. It does nobody any good to act like I'm this perfect person 24/7 who can execute this stuff with ease, because I'm not. I'm not. And nobody is. The reality is nobody is. This is a struggle. There are challenges, but what I'm here to tell you is it is so crucial. It is so important. And thank you, Betsy. It is so crucial and important to remember that your thoughts and feelings can get away from you so fast, so fast. And because of that, because we know that that happens, you have to know that that happens and set yourself up to be in a container of accountability, to set yourself to be in a container where people can help you dial it back in when you are having those fears and thoughts and things. Because I tell you what, guys, I do one-on-one online coaching, right? And with my one-on-one online coaching clients, we do a weekly face-to-face Zoom call. But that's not my only interaction with my clients, because you can get in a lot of trouble in a week. So, there might be a random text, a random phone call, a random, hey, are you good? Like, how are things going? And if you feel like you want to start to experience more support, more accountability, and you want to take this more seriously, and you don't want to do it alone, because guess what, my friends? Like, it takes a village. And I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I've leaned on my own community for support when I've been struggling at times. I'm not feeling like going to the gym, and I'm like, you know what? I need to show up. I need to be a good example. I need to be a leader. I need to be transparent to my followers about what's going on. And having that support system is so crucial, because I know there's a lot of you guys watching this right now who you don't have people to talk to. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Meaning, you have these goals, and you being in that all or nothing headspace, you battling that. And let's say you try to talk to your husband about it, or your partner, or a friend, a loved one, a significant other, whatever. And they're like, oh, you're obsessing. You don't got to do all that. Like, some people just don't understand, and they can't relate to what you're going through. And I think that in order to get the correct support that you need to overcome the challenges that you are facing, having community accountability is a really, really big deal. So I do want to invite everybody watching this to join the holiday challenge. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to tell you guys what is included. So it is customized for your specific goal. So whether your goal is weight loss, muscle gain, maintenance, whether you're nursing, whatever you got going on, it's customized to you. So we customize your macros. We dial that in, and your macros will change every 2 weeks. You get a home or gym workout that is app-based. You get 3 free gifts with this challenge, which is incredible, because you get the Shred Collector's Edition cookbook. You get the Meal Planning for Beginners cookbook. You get the Instapot Shred cookbook, which is over 100 recipes. And there are 42 sample menus in that meal plan. You get the weekly you get the weekly group Zoom call every Monday night with me. And you get to be part of our private Facebook community, and you get to compete for prizes. So if you want more information on that, and you're like, you know what, Christine, I know for my mental health, I have to move away from this all or nothing headspace. I need to stop being so hard on myself. If you feel like you just are either focused or you're out of control, and I know I'm speaking to somebody specifically right now. I know that there is at least one person watching this who feels completely out of control and powerless and defeated when you're not that 100% perfect on point version of yourself. I'm here to tell you that we need to find a middle ground that is sustainable and that doesn't have your emotions on this roller coaster, because that roller coaster, it's gonna kill you, my friends. And I mean that sincerely. That roller coaster, that powerless feeling, thank you, Sarah. That powerless feeling, that feeling of defeat, that feeling where you're like, where on earth am I gonna muster up the energy to be perfect again? Like, here I did it again. I effed it up again. Why couldn't I just stay on track? Why did I do this? Why did I have to do this? Why did I have to go there? I should have done this. I should have done that. I didn't need, like, guys, I'm telling you, I've been there. I know how painful it is to go through that. It's draining. It's exhausting. It's defeating. It's demoralizing. It makes you feel like complete and utter just, you guys know what I'm talking about. And the reality is, you do have body fat you want to lose. You know that you are going to have to put in the work. So the dilemma becomes, how do I put in the work and keep my head right without going to this toxic extreme that I cannot sustain? And the thing is, for some of you, and I know you guys aren't going to want to hear this, but I'm going to tell you, for some of you, it means you may need to approach your goals a little bit slower. you may need to ease your way into this a little bit more slowly. And here's what I mean by that. When I have been in that defeated headspace, when I have been in that demoralized headspace, when I've been in that place where I just feel like, dear Lord, I don't know where I'm going to get the energy from to do everything I need to do, because we all know what works, right? We all know if you eat in a caloric deficit, and if you work out, and if you do this, and if you do that, we know those things work. But the idea of pulling that out of yourself right now, you feel tired before you even start. You know what I'm talking about? You're like, man, I don't want to do that much cardio. You're like, I don't want to eat that little. Like, you're like, I will, I'll suck it up, I'll just do what it takes. But damn, like, at the end of the day, you really don't feel like you're not up for it. You're just not up for it. And like I said, if you still got weight to lose and you're just not up for putting yourself through hell to get there, you lost 70 pounds in the last few weeks, you fell into your old habits, and it feels so wrong. If you are just not up for the extreme behaviors, I'm here to introduce you to all or something. All or something says, you know what, it's okay to have goals. You still want to reach those goals, but I'm going to have grace and flexibility in the process. It says, you know what, on certain days, sometimes all I got in me is a walk. Sometimes all I got in me is X. And you know what, my friends? If on the days you have absolutely nothing left in the tank, and I'm very sorry to hear that you gained 10 pounds in the last month. And what I want to encourage you is, I can help you lose weight. I can help you lose body fat. You can get on one of my programs. You guys can join the holiday challenge, and we'll get results. Like, don't get me wrong, we'll get you results. But my point is, I want you guys to be gentle with yourself in the process, because you guys, how you do it matters. How you do it matters. And I mean this because if you constantly live in that whatever it takes, get it done, show up, show out, and guys, that can be motivating and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But for some of you watching this, that is not healthy. For some of you watching this, you may need to take it a little bit slower and more sustainable. For some of you watching this, you may need to ease your way into these habits so you can sustain them longer than a week or two. Because guys, listen, exactly, Jessica, when you're not in the right headspace, my friends, when you got life going on and you got shit going on, and when you are just struggling on a day-by-day basis to get your head in the correct space, if that's a real struggle, and I know it is for a lot of you guys, it is for me sometimes, you would be doing yourself a huge solid by saying, you know what, all or something, something is okay, something's better than nothing. And I want you guys to get into that habit. What's my advice for a teen in gaining muscle and losing fat as an endomorph? I don't give advice to folks who are under 18 years of age. So I would encourage you to speak to your child's doctor, or to seek a doctor for that type of advice. I can do consultations with those under 18 with parental consent, but I don't feel comfortable doing that, and I hope you understand. With that being said, my friends, all or something, because I want you guys to sustain the healthy habits longer than a couple weeks. I want you to sustain the healthy habits longer than a week or two, because for those of you guys who punish yourself in that it has to be perfect, I'm going to do this, and I love that, and I appreciate that, and that's great. And the hardcore all or nothing, you guys, like for instance, when I used to do fitness competitions, like There was no room for deviation. It was 100% on track all the time. And I know that I am not speaking to fitness competitors right now. I know I'm speaking to people who genuinely want to improve their health, who genuinely want to lose body fat, who are at a place where they need to focus on their goals. So that doesn't apply to you. That doesn't apply to you. If you're not a professional athlete or a fitness competitor or somebody in that space, it's just unrealistic. It is just unrealistic to expect yourself to be in the all or nothing headspace. And it's toxic, it's dangerous, and a lot of you would make so much more progress. And listen to me, my friends, and I say this to you with the utmost sincerity, and I say this to you from a boatload of experience. You will make more progress in the long run if you aren't as hard on yourself when shit hits the fan, and on the days that you are feeling really stressed out and you feel like you have nothing in you, just do something. Because guess what? That continuation of the habit and routine is going to carry you further, even if it wasn't all the things, even if it wasn't perfect, even if it was, like, guys, I'm telling you, like right now, I had a shitty last 2 weeks. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. My last 2 weeks were hell. But yet I still gotta show up. I still gotta do life. I still gotta show up to work, and I gotta be here. But yet I have legs today, and I don't want to go at all. I'm in a funky headspace, but yet because I'm talking to you guys about this, I'm gonna put it out there and hold myself accountable, and I'm gonna just get myself to the gym. If I do the whole workout, great. If I just get through the first exercise, great. Like right now, my best is just gonna be showing up today because I've had a lot going on, and I know that something is going to be better than nothing, because even if I don't do the full workout, you know what? Me showing up is going to be a hell of a lot more beneficial to me than just throwing in the towel, sitting at home, feeling sorry for myself, and choosing other things to do so. Now, like I said, my friends, it doesn't mean you don't have goals. It doesn't mean you don't focus on the goals. You do need structure. You do need guidelines. You do need boundaries. You do need macros. You still need those things. But the how we get there, my friends, the how we get there matters. The how matters. And I don't know about you guys, but like, I actually have a confession to make. I have a confession. About 2 months ago, I was doubting myself. And I know the methods, I know the processes. I wrote a book on this stuff, right? And I said to myself, I wonder if I'm missing something strategy-wise that I could be doing better to reach my goal. So what I did was I signed up for this package of another online coach. And my level of disappointment in what I was given, I can't even tell you guys who it is because I signed an NDA, but my level of disappointment in what was handed to me for this program, you guys, first of all, there were no macros, no calorie goals. I took the food plan. The food plan was a glorified bro diet, and I tabulated it up, and it was a 700 calorie meal plan. And there's just no way in hell I'm going to do cardio 3 hours a day. There is no way in hell I am going to do that training program. There's no way in hell I'm going to eat 700 calories. And I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Like, my sanity is worth so much more to me. Like, I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even do it. And I should have like asked for a refund. It was supposed to be custom. It was supposed to be this. My level of disappointment, you guys, and this is from a very popular online coach who has millions of followers, and there is no way that this person eats 700 calories a day. Like, there's just no way. So I don't know what kind of bullshit this person is selling, but my point in all of this is you have to care about the process. You know what I'm saying? You got to care about the process, because if I told you guys that I would get you to your goal, dream body, yada, 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 but you're going to starve and fuck up your hormones and be stressed out and frustrated and miserable during that process, but yet I would guarantee results in a month or two. Like, I'm past that point. I'm past that point in my life. Like, I'm too old for this shit. Like, I'm past the days and years of just desperation dieting. And who else is with me? And I mean this sincerely, you guys. Like, I've been there, done that. I've been to the circus. I've I've been to the merry-go-round. I've tried it all. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have too. I've done Atkins. I've never done Weight Watchers. I've done the cabbage soup. I like, guys, I want to eat real food. I do need boundaries. I do need goals. It does need to make sense. But like, I'm over it. I'm over it. And like, if you guys are over it too, you guys are perfect candidates for my types of challenges. I'm not going to put you guys through that shit. I'm not about it. I don't want to live that way. I don't want to feel miserable to reach my goal. And the thing is, you don't need to be miserable. You don't. You do need guidelines, you do need structure, and you do need focus. But if you lose focus, it's not a, oh, well, you suck. It's like, you know what? If the best you could do today is just go for a walk, if the best you could do today is get out of bed and take a shower because you're going through some real life shit, then you know what? That's going to have to be enough today. And I think that people need more grace. People are sick and tired of putting themselves through shit that ultimately makes you feel even shittier. Like, who wants that? Nobody does. Nobody wants that. And this is why I introduced to you all or something. All or something, not all or nothing, my friends. And I serve this information to you with the biggest hug that I could send you guys from my heart. And I mean this, because I'm not going to put you guys through that type of shit. I'm just not. I'm just not. I think what a lot of you guys need is some grace. What a lot of you guys need is support. What a lot of you guys need is understanding. A lot of you guys need some encouragement. A lot of you guys, yes, you need the structure, and I'll give you the structure. You do need guidelines. You do need those things. Goals are okay. But if your headspace as you approach the goal teeters between this toxic all or nothing place, you're not doing yourself any favors. And I care about you guys. I care that some of you guys may be having those silent battles. Maybe some of you guys don't talk about it. And I was shocked how some people just have no one to talk to. Some people need therapists. Some people don't have a friend or somebody that they can just talk to about this stuff. And if that's you and you just need a supportive community to just, vent on the daily basis, being like, dang, guys, I'm having a hard time with this. Or, you know what? Hey, guess what? I showed up and I got some steps in today. Or, like, like, that feels good. Like, that just feels good. And it feels good to feel seen. And it feels good to not be under all of this self-inflicted pressure. Who here does that to themselves? You inflict so much pressure and you feel like you have just put the weight of the world on your back, on your throat, on your chest, to the point that sometimes you feel suffocated, you feel like you can't breathe, you feel so defeated before you even start. Like, if that's you, my friends, I don't want you to live in that headspace. That headspace is a miserable existence. It's a miserable existence. And it's a miracle that you make it through the days if you are truly in that deep, dark place. So what I want you guys to do is, if you want to approach your goals, but you want to do it in a way that allows for grace and flexibility through that process with positive reinforcement for the reality of your life peppered throughout the journey, you would be a wonderful candidate for the holiday challenge. And I mean it sincerely, my friends. I'm going to do it too. Like I said, I had a shitty 2 weeks and I'm going to get myself to the gym today and I'm going to do my best. But like I told you guys, I am not feeling it. I got some stuff going on, but you know what? This is real life. I am not going to fake the funk with you guys like I'm perfect 24/7 because I'm not. And the reality is, neither are you. So we need to help each other get through these things. So if you're serious, go to gaugegirltraining.com. There's only 2 days left to join the challenge. I invite you to join. I invite you to not give up on yourself. I invite you to give it another go, but going about it this time with more grace, more flexibility, and adopting the all or something headspace. And you know what's funny? When you start adopting the all or something headspace, you know what kind of ends up happening in a weird way? It actually becomes a little bit easier to stay on track in some weird way because there's a little bit less pressure. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in this headspace, you're like, you better not go off track or else, versus, you know what, I'm going to do my best every day. I'm going to keep showing up with the best that I can. And if all I got is a walk, if all I got is this, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to keep forging ahead and I'm going to do the best that I can. So, guys, I hope this encouraged you guys today. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you guys later.